Hi, in today's video we're going to be talking about how to choose a name for your website and then how to build your website, build a website of your own. And if you get any value out of this video, please give it a large thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And then while you're at it, hit the bell icon so that you're notified whenever we post new content to our channel. Anyway, let's move on. This is the second part of a three-part series about step-by-step affiliate marketing, step-by-step in 2020. So as I said in today's video, this is the second video in a series of three videos on affiliate marketing step-by-step in 2020. So today specifically, we're going to be talking about and covering the ground of deciding on a name for your website and build your own website and why it's important to do that. So let's move on to some more content suggestions on how are you going to pick a name for your website. Well, the first thing I would suggest doing is we could go to a tool that you can find on Google. It's called Ubersuggests. It's a free Google tool from neilpatel.com. And it looks like this. This is Ubersuggests, and what I'm going to suggest doing is you decided on home security cameras. I suggest putting in home security camera and getting a bunch of keywords, because this will give you ideas on what you can name your website. So this is just a starting point. It says view all keyword ideas. Let's kick out some more. Okay, so what we're going to do is we can look at what's provided here. Okay, and there's going to be quite a few ideas here. You can take time, go through, analyze them, figure out if there's something that rings a bell. These are websites that are promoting. You can go to these people and see what they're about, how they're promoting home security. But these are ideas that, as I say, this is suggestions. Start with Ubersuggest for some ideas. The next thing I would suggest, there's a couple free domain name tools, basically, where you can put in a phrase. It'll give you some common names and suggestions. And I'll put the links to these two that I'm looking at here today and down in the description to the video. But here's some these are suggested names. And what you can do is look at all these. There's fun names. They break these down in short names, extra names. As you can see, those give you a lot of things to think about, test out, look at, make a short list, maybe open up a text editor and like a text, write down your suggestions. Anything that hits something you might be interested in pursuing further. And then here's the second site. It's called Nameboy. I did the same thing, home security. It suggested homesecuritycamera.com. That says the domain is not available, which is very possible. But this will give you some ideas here too. Some things here can show more results. So as you're doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to find there's all kinds of ideas here again, and even more results. So the thing is, once you've decided and you've written some things into your notepad, then I would suggest coming up here and you want to take a look into trademark, the U.S. government trademark, or if you're in another country, find out where trademarks are kept and keep track of, and you just do not want to use a name that's already trademarked. Okay, so the thing is too, you want to go back to Google once you've decided that the trademark thing is cool, and there's no problem with that. You'll probably want to go back then to Google and put in the phrase of the name, and then see what Google gives you. If there's any negative things down through here, or if there's positive things, but find out what's going on here and get some ideas about how you stand legally so that you're not in any problem with jeopardy. I suggest don't use product names, don't use brand names. Okay. The other thing is the next step you're going to want to do, and I've got a video on this, is how to buy a domain name. Because you're going to, once you decide on a company name, you're going to want to purchase a domain name that represents your company name as well. Think about such things as logos, promotion, whatever, anything you want to promote. Think about, I've got a lot of great suggestions in that video on how to buy a domain name. So that's some things you want to look at, okay, for purchasing domain names. So after you've decided on a business name for your business and you've purchased a domain, next thing you want to do is you're going to have to plan out how to build your own website. Now, the reason I say how to plan to build your own website is that you would like to preferably own a domain, have your own domain on your own hosting site, find your own hosting and have that so that if anything happens, you have total control of your content, okay? Because there are several, I'm going to show you right now, there are several free sites right now that are free to be, you can put your articles and content on several of these free platforms. The problem is if they go out of business, if they change any rules anytime in the future, your content can go by. A good example was about 5 years ago, Squidoo, a platform that was free to people like this, went out of business. They sold themselves to another platform, and a lot of people lost a lot of income, a lot of content. So the thing is, I can show you there's things like web.com, Jimdo. These are all free platforms. WebNode, Squarespace, it's one of the more popular ones. Wix, very popular platform for free content. WordPress.com. What we're suggesting is doing is building on your site on WordPress.org. But WordPress.com is also a platform where you can put content too, but there are restrictions on things you can and can't do on all these free platforms. They control what you can do and what you can't do, and they again can remove your content or suspend your account or get rid of your account just overnight, and what you have goes. Weebly, Joomla, and Webflow. The thing is, these free platforms will work if you're on a budget. You can't afford to buy a domain right now and to pay for monthly hosting, and this is a way out of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at how to build your website on WordPress, and I'm talking about WordPress.org. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use you can go to YouTube, and there's several videos and people that have channels where they give you very detailed tutorials on all the steps to go through and how to create a website on a WordPress site. Now, I do have one place I would recommend. It's called Pajama Affiliates, and I'll be doing a review shortly on one of their courses, but they have detailed directions on how to build a website step by step, so you can build a website using WordPress as your platform. So let's look at next at what is going to entail in building your own website with your own domain on your own hosting. So as I said, you can go on YouTube and put in build a website on WordPress platform, and you're going to get all kinds of videos here. And you'll see like this one's 2 hours and 5 minutes. And there's a lot of training available for free that you can use. The course I'm mentioning is this one right here. What we're going to do is I'm just going to go over this for the headlines, just to give you an idea of what's involved in building a website of your own on WordPress. But I'll we're going to install plugins, understand how to use the difference between posts, categories, pages, navigation, menus. You have to secure your site. You have to have a backup plan so you have your site backed up. You have to be concerned with search engine optimization and keywords when you're creating your content, privacy and disclosure pages, things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a closer look at one of my WordPress platform sites from the back end. So when you have a domain, you're going to establish it, set it up on a hosting company, and it'll be what they call a cPanel. And what you're going to do is you need to set it up on your hosting by setting up as a WordPress. So you come down here with scripts, and then we're going to hit it up as a WordPress. Up here, and then you're going to set it up as a WordPress. So here's the WordPress page, and what you're going to do is you're going to do a current installation. So you're going to want to do a setup install now, like this. And what you want to do is find your domain and whatever you want to put it on, and then you're going to install it. And then what you're going to get is something that looks like this. Okay. Now, once you're here on your WordPress platform, you're going to have a dashboard. There's going to be some categories down through here. You're going to want to be dealing with different areas here, and people will give you instructions on how to handle this. What I usually do myself is set up set up my personal profile, go into my settings page, go down through each one of these pages and set up things like set up permalinks. It's very important. And I'll give you directions on how to do that. You do a custom structure, use a post name, save changes. But that'll be things you go through, those training how to do this. Now once you do that, you want to know the difference between a post and a page. Pages are usually where you establish and set up things like contact pages, terms and condition pages, policy pages, privacy policy pages, etc. There's probably about 6 pages you'd want to have in here that are legal pages that you want. And then what I would suggest you set up your new content would be set up as a post, and that way it shows up as a recent post on the front. There's reasons for that. They would go into that. You would have a plugin area where you'd want to set up certain plugins that you use on sites. There's just a few things I have set up on this one. This is very limited, very started, but there's a lot of different people have different things they would suggest that you set up on your site when you do that. So that would be important to do that. The security will come from, securing your site would come from a plugin probably, and there'll be settings that you'll want to come through here and set up your security settings for the plugin that you set up. But that's just something too that'll also help make your website secure. You've also secured your site when you set it up. Directions back on your WordPress panel when you set it up here, that you set up a password, and a admin that are good security, so that you're not having a problem with it being something easy and something predictable that someone can put in to your sign in and then just log into your account and hack it. So you don't want to do that. So it's important to set that up. Backups are usually done. I do a backup through a plugin just as a reestablishment, but also you'll want to learn how to set up other plugins or go into your site and figure out a way. There are ways that can be trained where you go into your cPanel and set up backups for your site in through here too. So just the thing is you want to secure your site. And then most importantly, what you need to do is you need to decide what your site's going to look like. So you have to obviously have a theme. And this site right here right now has an older theme that's been around for a few years. But new WordPress provides new themes all the time. Each year. This is 2020, the theme that came in. If you wanted to see what that is or you wanted to activate it, what you can do is take and put the new, you can find new themes. Okay, basically, you can add a new theme. And these are all free in here. These are WordPress free themes. You can go through and pick out something that you like, has features that you like, and then, just say, let's say we're going to install this one here. It's like a billing site, but it's going to install it as a billing site. Okay, it says it's installed. We do a live preview to see what it looks like. But there are differences between free themes and themes you pay for. Free themes have limited things you can do with them, limited abilities, things you can change on them. But there are also paid themes. And paid theme will basically put you in a situation where you can use a lot of different things for a site and make your site look much more professional. If you don't know what you're doing, like there's a lot of coding involved in these sites. So, and we'll go back to this, back in. So now if we go to the themes, there'll be, what do we have on our site? We have 3 themes on our site now. Now, if I want to activate this, and what that's going to do is activate it, this theme will now be controlling how my site looks. Okay? We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. This is what the site looks like now. This is just a secondary site for one of my websites, but this is what the site looks like until you go in and make the changes that are necessary, like working on the settings. Okay? You have to maybe adjust your widgets, install widgets, appearance, but there's all kinds of things here. And training will be provided. If you go into YouTube, as again we mentioned, YouTube has a lot of free training. I also mentioned that course, which I have a review for on my channel. And it's a relatively inexpensive course that you can buy. It'll teach you from beginning to getting going and get you going on setting up. Now, the most important thing is that would be our next step, which is we're going to be covering content and how to publish and post content. So what you're going to be doing is coming in here to post. You're going to be setting up a new post. And basically, as you set up a new post, there's a lot of things you're going to have to deal with. You're going to want to be dealing with what's the title of the post going to be. You want to know the difference between a visual and text editor in here. There'll be settings in the side here we have to be taught about. Post your content in here. There's just some things to think about, to be concerned about, that you're going to have to learn. But again, once you've established this and you have this site, this is my site. No one can do anything with this site. So they can't take it down. They can't say, I don't like that. That's coming down today. It's against the rules. I don't have any rules. I have my own rules. So the thing is, what we're looking at is, in this video, we wanted to cover getting a name for your business and having the domain and setting up your own site. Okay, now we're going to start the next part which will be video 3 of the series Affiliate Marketing Step by Step in 2020. So this video today was part 2. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that bell icon so that you're notified when video 3 comes out and when my reviews come out, any new content comes out. Please hit the bell icon so you're notified of those, so that you keep up with what we're doing on our channel. We thank you today for listening, and so long.